In this video, I'm going to show you how you can build your first AWS MCP server. So basically, what is MCP server and how it works on the AI agent, I have already explained in the theory session. So here we are going to do the practical session where I have the AI agent configured in my VS Code. So currently, the agent which I'm using is called Codex, is the OpenAI product, and through this AI agent, I'll communicate to my AWS services between the MCP server. So basically, MCP server will be the intermediate from my AI agent to the AWS services. Okay. So to build this project, we need the AWS account where you will have the user permissions. For the user, you will authenticate to do this AWS task. So previously, I have a configure a user which is named Pradeep-IAM. If you go inside the user, I have added a policy to it. Directly, I have attached the policy to the user. So what is the permissions I have given here? It is it will have instance. It can describe the instance, view the instance. It can list all the S3 buckets, and it can get the IAM user details. Okay. So now let's go and build the MCP server. So to do that, what we can do, everything we can configure in the ID. So here I have a folder called my Codex project. Here I'm going to create a directory called AWS MCP practice. Inside this, okay, first we cancel it. AWS hyphen MCP and practice. Okay. Now I'll go inside this project and open the terminal. So this terminal will be a PowerShell terminal. I can run the PowerShell commands. Okay. So I'll go inside this AWS practice folder. Here I am going to create my Python virtual environment. So basically this MCP server is nothing but a Python MCP server. So for that I have to build a virtual Python environment. You can see I have running this virtual environment command. It will create the environment. Then I'll activate to the PowerShell script. Okay. Now my virtual environment is active. What I can do, I can install these Python libraries, Python modules, which is required to build the MCP server. Yeah, I have already installed these earlier, so that's why it's showing it's cached. Let's wait for few time, it will be ready. Meanwhile, I'll show you. You have to create a IAM user so that, see, this user need credentials to communicate in between services. Okay, so we must have create a access key for this user, and we have to configure the AWS CLI in our Windows system, so that whenever it will run, the MCP server will call their functions and it will try to communicate. It should use the same credential. Okay, how you can do, you can install the AWS CLI command and do AWS configure. Okay, it's a type mistake, I think. AWS. Yeah, I'll show you here what you can do. See, this is the thing we need to build. Okay, this is a type mistake. Okay, you need to provide your access key, which can be generated from here, and the secret access key also. It will give you one once you run the AWS you know configure command. It will ask you for this prompt, and you have to provide it here. Give the region where you want to list all the service. The output format will be JSON. Okay, you do it. Then what you have to do? Create the MCP server. Before that, you just run this env command to set the environment variable for AWS underscore profile and AWS underscore region. In my case, this is US East 1, not App South. My um, instance and all are there. Okay. Now I have to create the Python script, which is configuring the MCP server. If you see in AWS virtual environment, all these libraries and all has been configured. Okay, Boto 3, the dependencies it required, it downloaded. So for now I need to create server.py here, and I have to okay, I need script. This Python script I will provide you in the description so that you can get it and use it in your configuration. I'll save it. Okay. See, ls server is there. Now what we need to do? We need to start the MCP server. Okay. Before that, you can validate the by running the Python command whether the modules are working or not. It is giving my account ID and all. Okay. The same thing. I will ask the agent to connect and get the details from the MCP server. Okay. Now I'll open my Codex here. Okay. Now I have to prompt him to go and go and check the MCP server and get the details. Okay. So before that, I need to start the MCP server. Okay. To do that, run this command. So I'm running this MCP server once. Now I'll go and ask my agent to check. Okay. So basically we have to prompt him to check the user details, whatever we configure for this MCP server, right? So I can ask him, okay, I'll tell him use the MCP server AWS MCP practice and tell me who am I in AWS. Okay, now it will check this MCP server and it will give us the output. MCP exposed in this SNet. So I'm checking the workspace. It is going here. It is calling this function defined in this file. Whoami function has been defined. It will do the same. Run because Boto 3 dependency is not installed. This thing I'm checking. The AWS CLI is already ready. Yeah, it is giving us the output. Using the whoami function from your local MCP server, code your current AWS identity is this. Okay. Now I'll do the same I did for whoami, right? Function. Now I'll check the instance list running VMs. Okay. Use the same MCP server and list running VMs. See, this is giving me the output: private IP, public IP, the name of the instance, ID, and all. Okay. So this is your fast MCP server. So we'll move forward and we'll do many automation tasks in AWS using the Codex and the MCP server. Okay, stay tuned. We'll update more on the AI ops.